Hi everyone, and welcome to Nyteworks. Today, rather yesterday, I received a fun little gift in the mail, courtesy of Mackie, M-A-Q-Q-Y, a longtime friend of mine, who I will provide a link to in the description below. She was kind enough to send me Optimus Prime here for Christmas. A sort of version of Generation 1 Optimus Prime, which I have very few of, surprisingly. I have plenty of Transformers, I have plenty of Optimus Primes. Ever since I had to get rid of my Power Master Optimus Prime from like about 1987, I think it was. Strangely, I've never gotten Optimus Prime. Usually he's in some bigger form, more expensive, of course, like the Masterpiece toys, which, I've never gotten, I'm probably never going to get. I would love to own one, but, financial realities say, no, that is not happening. So, currently, this has been the only G1 Optimus Prime that I've had to date, so... But one of the interesting things about this one, and I should say, I'm calling him a Generation 1 Optimus Prime. I know there's some people who dispute this because he comes from the IDW comics, which are certainly inspired by Generation 1. Some people argue they aren't really Generation 1. It's close enough for my liking, so it's like, well, let me have this. So, yeah, the design they've used there, it's unique from the other Generation 1 Optimus Primes. He still retains some of the, familiar elements, like the window chest, the grill abs, things like that. Interestingly, it's like they'd released the design in the comics, but they never made a toy that went with it, until now, which is part of the Generations... I guess it's not technically on here, but it's basically a Cyberverse, as they put it, one of these smaller toys at the more affordable price point, which is fine by me because, now he can interact with guys like Metroplex, which I may never have at, a better scale. But I'd still love to have, bigger Generation 1 or Generation 2 Optimus. They're the same guy, funny enough. But anyway, yeah, let's take a look at this then, shall we? I'm trying to preserve as much of the backboard as I can because I like the art. I've always liked the character art on these. They're always really cool looking. They're actually doing a book full of Transformers box art. And I don't know whether the newer stuff will be included. They show Generation 1, but... Instructions. For chumps. Just kidding. If you need instructions, sometimes they do get a little weird, but I always like to try it with the... without first, and this guy rates as a level 1 easy, so I've been doing this a while. I think I can figure it out. Oh, and you might want to know about the character bio on the back. Those are always fun. This is actually two guys in one. You got Roller here and Optimus here. It says, Autobot Roller has been the constant companion of Optimus Prime for all the countless years of the war. Silently, patiently, he has stood by the Autobot commander, supporting him as a leader and serving him as a warrior. For all intents and purposes, Autobot Roller is a part of Optimus Prime, and just as great a hero. And... sure, let's go with that. It's funny they say he's like a part of Optimus, because he literally used to be part of Optimus. Optimus, his trailer, and Roller were just like 3 parts of a single whole. Oh, now this is delightful. Normally, there'd be a lot of rubber bandish or twist ties or paper ties or something. None of that here. So we'll just carefully. 1 foot, 2 foot. I need to remember to turn that screensaver off. He does have this little, there we go, little bit of plastic in there. Reminds me a little bit of the Matrix holder thing that would be in his chest, amusingly enough. Set him here and get the rest out. Well, that was a lot easier. So with Optimus Prime here, of course, as always, he turns into a truck. The big fad now being that the actual front of the truck goes on the back usually, and okay, actually this one doesn't do the thing they normally do where they put like a mock front of the truck on the chest. So put the pieces into the slots, make the right connections. I think I screwed up. There we go. That can't be right. Oh, there we go. Nice and flush.
Tango, quit clawing the sofa.
Cats. Oh, there we go. Okay, and now we have Optimus Prime, a red tractor trailer as he's known to be, complete with the wind vane on top. And for some reason, Hasbro lately, they seem to really like having his feet stick up in the back, and I don't know, I'm not entirely opposed to that. It kind of adds a little visual interest than rather just the straight blue wedge back there. The big question for me is there a way to... can he... No, there's no real way to fit Roller in back there, so it'd be neat if the two could kind of combine and just, you know, form like a solid cab, but that's not the case. Here we remove Optimus Prime's signature rifle, which can go on the top of the truck, so battle truck. Alright, he comes packaged in vehicle mode. He's like a little mini-con, basically. Wait, really? Okay, and yeah, here's how you transform Roller. Just boom, robot. He has arms that can move out a little bit here. Simple, effective. Maybe a little too simple, but now there's supposed to be a way. Oh, here we are. Okay, there we go. And it turns out he has a third mode. He unfolds out into this kind of double-barreled gun, which Optimus can hold. Or you can take the small peg here and there we go. Plug that in, and by combining like two guns, you can turn like 3 barrels into one gun or something. I totally blew that Simpsons reference. I am sorry. So, I guess theoretically, There we go. How's that for ridiculous looking contraption? And conversely, we can turn Optimus. Whoops. Back into robot mode here. There's a nice little bit of head articulation, I should note. You can actually look around. My original Optimus could not do that unless the Power Master one, that is, unless you like just kind of had his head swivel in a really weird way. Do-do-do. So this Optimus, when he opens, like the chest opens, it's not too bad unless you're like trying to move the arms around, and then the chest kind of does this number, but has a nice little opening with the Autobot symbol there. Get a little close up on that. Focus, focus. Yeah, it's not gonna focus. Overall, the quality's pretty good, especially for a toy this size. It doesn't feel cheap or anything. It actually feels pretty solid and sturdy. There's a little bit of paint missing inside one of the fists, but, you know, given most of the ways you're likely to have them, you can't even really tell. And also given that, like, you know, enough putting a gun into his hand, like so, yeah, it'll probably come off eventually anyway. I guess the back doesn't stick up as well as I hoped. Is there a trick to that? Nope, just loose. Optimus Prime's got that new gangsta bumper look going on, I guess. And a little crackly there. Now I got him with the two-gun thing going on. And if we so desire, let's see. It's kind of neat the way this is all kind of wired together, but yeah, there we go. Bring that down and around. And even Roller can wield a big honking gun. Isn't that cool? So yeah, now I've got my new Optimus. I got a neat little version of Roller here. I don't think I've ever had Roller before, now that I think about it. Has he ever come with any other version of Optimus besides like the original? I don't think he has. So, yep. There's that. The arms kind of sit apart, like, you know, when you have them in his default position. Okay. Oh, the back was staying up, but yep, there he is, Optimus Prime. The part of the, what is it called? The Thrilling 30 line for the 30th anniversary in 2014. So that's my look at my latest acquisition. I hope you enjoyed it. And well, I just found out knees. So hey, a little bit of added articulation in there. That's not bad. And that's everything. That's me rambling on for nearly 15 minutes now about a very simple toy. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a good evening.